Seems like you've been busy since you went away. I'm just flipping through your pictures, I can tell you look more than okay. Think I need help to feel as happy as you. Could you tell me what I'm supposed to do without you? It's like I'm just seeing empty faces staring from across the room, when all I want is to get out of here and back to you. On my way home, I'll stop at your window. I should've known how much it hurts when you still love somebody. When you still love somebody.
I'm staying out on the weekends, I really need something to do. I'm just trying to smile when all I can think of is you. Yeah, I'm just faking my way through the days to avoid that feeling I get when I'm lonely and I'm missing you. Wish you could tell me what I should do now.
It's like I'm just seeing empty faces staring from across the room, when all I want is to get out of here and back to you. On my way home, I'll stop at your window. I should've known how much it hurts when you still love somebody. When you still love somebody. When you still love somebody.
Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Kath. I'm a knitter, knitwear designer and all-around maker living in Melbourne, Australia. This is my YouTube channel where I share all about the things that I've been making, and you will find me on Instagram as Mindful Melbourne Maker and on Ravelry as kathsmartin. And you can find my knitwear patterns for sale on Ravelry under kathsmartin designs. So welcome back. This is not my usual podcast episode. This is episode 3 of my little mini vlog series about the Westknits Surprise Sock Along for 2025. So we're up to clue 3 in the socks. If you haven't watched episode 1 and 2, go check them out and you can follow the journey of the socks. Clue 3 is this week, and it is now Friday. So it's Friday the 15th of August. My puppy dog's come to say hello. Hello, Ray. Hello, yes. So it's Friday the 15th of August, and the clue 3 came out on Tuesday. I've actually been sick. You can probably hear it in my voice. I've had a cold this week. It's actually been a bit of a bad cold. I didn't go to work for the last few days because I felt pretty rubbish. So I just spent a lot of time sitting on the couch having cold and flu meds and feeling pretty sorry for myself. But I have been able to knit, which means that I have made some progress already. And so this is my first time checking in on clue 3, but I have already finished clue 3 on one of my socks. And then I thought I'd hold off on the other sock until I checked in with you guys, and then I can show you a little bit of where I'm going with that, and then I can finish off that sock hopefully this weekend, because clue 3 is pretty quick. Having said that, I finished it all in one day, but I was sick and I was on the couch, so it was one sitting, but it was probably a few hours of knitting. But won't hold off anymore. I'll show you my socks. So this is where I'm up to in the needle sticking up. This is where I'm up to in my first sock. So clue 3 is from the heel pickup and the gusset all the way down, and it's about 2/3 of the way down the foot, I reckon. So clue 1, if you remember, clue 1 was the cuff and the leg, and was all that sort of spectacular pattern. And then clue 2 was the heel and the heel flap. So the little green bit was the heel flap, and it had this short row triangle heel. And so clue 3 has been the gusset pickup and then knitting down the leg, which is really interesting because some of the sections in the leg are reminiscent and are the same as what has been on some of the sections in the foot have been the same as what the sections were in the leg, but some are different. So the sections that we've had this bubble section. Sorry, my brain is not, it's not braining at the moment because I've still got a cold. So I've got this bubble section which is the same as up here. So that was pretty good. Then we've got a sort of raised garter ridges section which we didn't have on the leg at all. Then there's a slip stitch sort of dash section which was reminiscent to the one up here but is actually slightly different, so make sure you watch out for the instructions. Then there's a broken rib section, then an eyelet section, which there is an eyelet section here, so that's the same. And then there's this sort of it's a combination of the sort of raised garter ridges but with some slip stitches over the top, which gives this really interesting kind of brickwork look at the end. And of course all of the bottom of the foot is just stockinette, so that's just kind of stripes of colour really at the moment. So that's clue 3 finished on sock 1. Sock 2 I'm still at the heel. I finished the heel turn on that one, so I haven't started clue 3 on sock 2, but I'll be doing that this weekend. So just as a reminder, my yarn that I'm using is a mini skein set from Owl of Athena. It's on the Romulus sock base and the colourway was Tulip Day. And I'm holding it in my sock bag from Sian's Yarns, which is wonderful. So yeah, so I did the gusset pickup and the leg or the foot section on Wednesday. I wasn't feeling great. I really had to concentrate, but it was good to get it done. It was really, you know, it really holds your interest even if you're not feeling well or if you're not concentrating. It's enough of a pattern to keep you engaged, but not too much that it's really overwhelming, so that's nice. But I have been knitting on lots of other things at the same time. I thought I'd also share too, because I've kicked off my test knit, my latest test knit for my latest pattern that will be coming out, and that is the next in my city sock collection, which is my Perth Socks. So they're being tested at the moment, and here they are here. So they've got some really fun twisted sort of cable type stitches that go all the way down, right down into the heel, and then all the way down the front. And the texture on them, I've used a really highly variegated yarn and the texture still stands out, and so it's a really great sock pattern for if you have highly speckled or highly variegated yarn and you're not quite sure what to do with it but you want to do it a pattern. This is going to be great. So this pattern is being tested at the moment, and people are flying through it. They're doing really wonderfully, but yeah, really excited about my Perth socks. So those will be coming out in about 4 weeks or so because the test has only just kicked off. So yeah, so that's my Perth socks that are being tested at the moment. So I also am knitting on those to get that other sock finished on my Perth socks, which at the moment I only have a tiny little cuff on my second sock, so I need to work on those as well. But I am gonna go and have some more cold and flu meds, I think, and then this weekend I'm going to knit through clue 3 on my second sock, so I'll check back in with you once I've done a bit more on that.
What a wasted time. Should have been here on the outside, read the signs. Used to call you mine, gave it my best, but I don't need one more try. Cause baby, I'm all out of hope. Could I find it when I go? Think we're only here to stay alive now. Funny, we ran out of kicks. Now you only make me sick.
everyone, checking back in with you. It's now Monday the 18th of August. It's been a few days since my last check-in, and I actually finished Clue 3 a couple of days ago. So I finished Clue 3 on Saturday. I sat down with the second sock on Friday night and I picked up the gusset and knitted maybe 1 or 2 sections, and then I finished it off in one sitting over a couple of hours on Saturday. As you can tell, I'm still quite sick. It's been a really rough week for me. I've got some sort of influenza or something, so I'm off to the doctor tomorrow, but I'm still quite sick. I basically spent all weekend in my pajamas resting and did quite a bit of knitting, so that was nice. But I did want to check in with you and show you my finished Clue 3 on both my socks, and just talk to you just a little bit about how I got through those. So here's my second sock 2 with the finished Clue 3 on the foot. So as you can see, I picked up the gusset and worked my way down the foot, and the length of these, so here's sock 1 and sock 2. The length of these suggests that Clue 4 will be a little bit more on the foot and then the toe, I think, and that will get us there to the end. But essentially Clue 3 saw us, we had 2 pages of instructions, so a bit less than Clue 1 but a bit more than Clue 2. I did notice a couple of things I noticed. So in terms of the gusset pickup, the instructions, because they're written, I think he knits on DPNs if you watch his videos, and so he can kind of start wherever he likes with DPNs, because you can kind of just pick where you start. But because I'm knitting on magic loop, the gusset pickup actually started at a different point, so I had to shuffle my stitches around on my needles, which was a little bit annoying, but once I figured out what I needed to do, that was okay. So if you are knitting them on magic loop and you haven't got to that bit yet, just note that you'll need to kind of shift your needle around. His as his size that I'm knitting is that medium size, but it is a few stitches less than what I would normally knit. The gusset pickup is the same, so the stitch number, or the number of stitches that you pick up and knit in the gusset is quite a few less than what I would normally do. So I'm interested to see in terms of the fit around the gusset and how that is. I wanted to stick exactly with the pattern though, and I'm really, with Stephen West and other patterns like that, I do like to stick to patterns because I like to try other ways of doing these kinds of techniques, because you never know, you know, other ways that people suggest might be different, or you might learn different things from that. So rather than just defaulting to my usual way, I did want to try it. It's not my favorite because it did leave, the gusset pickup in the way he's done it did leave some pretty significant holes in the gusset pickup kind of area. You can kind of see that hole. There's another one on the other side, so I'll have to go back and sew those up. I've left a few ends around the gusset pickup just to be able to sew those up at the end, but usually when I do my pickups the way that I suggest in my patterns, I don't get any holes at all. So that's just something interesting. I think because I'm sick and I wasn't thinking when I was knitting through the foot, at one point I thought I was to the end of a colour and I broke my yarn, and then I realised I actually had to do 2 more rows in that colour, so I had to rejoin my yarn and do those rows, which just meant I had an extra two ends to knit over and to weave in, which was annoying, but that's what you get when you try and do these kinds of things when you're sick. And so I've got to the end of Clue 3. I'm hoping I don't actually have that much yarn left. So this is my Sian's Yarns bag. The balls of yarn that I've got left are pretty small. Some of them are pretty small. So that one is particularly small, and the other blue one is pretty small. And then I've got a little bit more left of these 3 colours. So I think I'll see how clue 4 goes in terms of what colours it suggests, but I'll have to just keep an eye on things, and I might need to swap out colours for for different things in the clue depending on how much I have left and whether I can get to the end with enough yarn. But that's basically, so that's clue 3 all done, and I'm looking forward to the final clue coming out tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be feeling a little bit better. I can finish off that clue and I can check in with you. But thank you for watching this video. I hope that you're feeling much better than I am, and I hope you're getting lots of knitting done, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks very much and happy knitting.
Seems like you've been busy since you went away. I'm just flipping through your pictures, I can tell you look more